Hi, beautiful humans. How are we doing? So we're doing a live. We're going to go ahead and let Spirit and Source come through and give us some guidance. If you feel as if you want to go ahead and go live with me, that would be amazing. Otherwise, we're going to get straight into some channeled messages from Source on what it is that maybe collectively you may energetically be connecting to and need guidance on. So I am actually going to choose the initiator. What initiator? Yeah. Okay. So I am going to choose a deck that will help us channel some messages. Let's see. Which deck shall I use? I think this one and that one. Okay. Let's see what Source would like us to connect to for the next 7 days. What is Source wanting us to connect to for the next 7 days? If you'd like to go live, go ahead and there's a little plus button there, and we can go ahead and make this a collective message through you asking a question. But let's go ahead and see what Source would like us to know currently. What would Source like us to know currently collectively? What would Source like us to connect to? Creative power is the first card that came through. Let's see what else Source would like us to connect to. What else would Source like us to connect to collectively? Mother of life, nourishment of the golden green. Mother. The Ankh is here. And give me one last message, Source. Yeah, okay. 2 more cards. Source. Yeah, okay. Interesting. There's an energy here of focusing on what can be done. There's a message here of focusing on how you can dive deeper into nourishing something that still has a sting in regards to anger. Okay, let's see what else Source would like us to connect to. Yeah, okay. This message is becoming pretty clear. Yeah. All right. So the message here collectively is having patience with not being emotionally where you would like to be. The energy here is of patience, victory, fire, knowledge, focus, and Mother of Life, nourishment of the golden grain mother. This beautiful card that has an eagle, but a woman who is actually the eagle. So the feminine Ankh is here, that which creates life is here. And the creative power. I feel as if the energy here is of finding the balance to be nourishing, but like Source is saying to me, know when you must hold your ground in regards to something. Now, if you're here and this is hitting, it's telling me that what may be happening currently in your life is that you have to focus your energy in the long-term goal instead of the short-term gratification. There is something that you need to hold the line on in order for you to have what it is that you want. There's an energy here that if you consistently give in to short-term gratification, you're never going to have long-term sustainable victory and success. Now, this is true of any endeavor, right? But the endeavor that I'm getting most potently here is the endeavor of your heart. I keep getting that you're always giving in to immediate gratification when it comes to emotional circumstances and situations. And then it falls apart. And Source is like, you've learned this lesson already. You've learned the lesson of choosing temporary people and wanting to make them permanent fixtures in your life and wondering why it all falls apart. Source is saying to me very clearly, would you bring this person home to your mama? What song is that? For some reason, I'm getting a lyric out of a song like, would you bring this person home to your mama? And I don't know if that's an actual song, but that's what Source is giving me. There's an energy here of creatively wanting to change others to fit the idea of the future, of what it is that you would like to live into the future, but your focus isn't clear on what it is that you're building. And that's why you're okay with temporary situations coming up in regards to love. Source says, if you don't want to have a similar experience that you've had in the past regarding love, it's time for you to take your goal future seriously. Be focused on what it is that you want to create. What kind of life do you want to create for yourself in partnership? How do you see playing a role in partnership in the future? And what does it feel like? What does it feel like in your body? Is it passionate? Is it adventurous? Is it creative? And if so, are you being that way? Source says, in order for you to magnetize and be able to nurture the right partner and know the right partner, you have to start living into who you need to be to attract this partner, that person. And Source says you need to play the role, you need to play the part, you need to start living the part in order to start attracting said partner. If you say want a partner that is adventurous and you're not adventurous and you're not the type to get in a car and go camping, are you guys going to meet, like the probability of meeting someone that would be attracted to you if you're not that type is less. And Source is just saying, be mindful of becoming that which you want to attract, because like attracts like. Now, what's interesting about what I just said is that any fears that you may have in regards to attracting a certain type of partner energetically has a frequency, and Source really wants you to focus on healing those things, writing those things out in order for you to clear that from your energy so that you don't have it in your frequency to attract. Okay, what else can we channel for this group? Goddess of 10,000 names, Isis. Endless emanations of the priestess. Oh, look at that picture. So what's interesting is here it is. I'm telling you that you must become the character that is going to attract the character in the main story in your life. And Source says, you don't know who to pick. you are wondering, will I get, like Source is saying to me, if you are unable to be stable, it's hard for you to attract a stable partner. And that's just for some of you. That's not for all of you, but Source says be conscious of the fact that your instability may be creating people that are literally mirroring back to you that which you are, which is unsure, uncertain. Okay, what else would Source like to tell this group? I love it. So boundaries are here, and then love. Source is kind of playing a little bit of a game with you. It's saying, if you want love, you must know what love isn't. You must know what love isn't to choose love. If you don't know what love isn't, you're going to keep choosing things that are not love. So Source says boundaries are simply there so that you are showing people where the doorknob is. Boundaries are there so that people understand where they can open the door. If they understand that they need to honor how to open the door, how to unlock the door to your heart. So Source says it's okay to have boundaries, because otherwise, you're letting everybody into your house, and some might be thieves, right? So Source says boundaries are there to safeguard you from making the same mistake over and over again. And Source wants you to choose a love that feels right for you. Interesting. What else can we tell this group? Interesting. So Source says, don't burden yourself with things that you don't want. Like Source says, don't specify what you don't want in relationships, because you're just adding to the mix of confusing the universe on what you do want. Just focus on what it is that you would like to attract. Focus on what you can do to become the kind of person that would attract that kind of energy. And stop focusing on that which you don't want, because if you know what you do want, you can say no to that which isn't any of those things. And Source says, don't burden yourself with carrying the things that have happened, the things that you don't want to happen into the future. Those things can only come with you if you focus on them. Focus on the things that you would like to create so that you can literally attract that which is your focus, because your focus becomes your attraction, and your attraction becomes that which you can say yes or no to through the opportunities that show up. And Source says opportunities show up if you know where you're going. If you don't know where you're going, you're going to confuse the fuck out of the universe. Source is like, we give you all of these opportunities, but if you're confused about what you want, you're going to constantly find yourself at the wrong party, at the wrong place, because you're not sure where you want to go. And Source says the first thing that must happen with this channeling is you must know who you're ready to be, what you want to live into. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be one specific person and that you have to be constantly adventurous and that's just one tone. Source says you can be a multitude of things, and you can be too much. The focus is the victory of having somebody really see you by you showing up to who you are authentically and not playing a role that you don't want to then take forward. Source says don't confuse people by being a false idol of yourself. Meditate on who you want to be. Allow people to see who you truly are. Understand that boundaries are there to protect your heart and to allow somebody to know how to love you. Patience is here. I keep getting for you guys that what you should know is that your life is going to transform here within the next 16 days. And in 16 days, if you don't have a person and you're looking for a person, they're going to show up. I hope this helped you. I'm Nettie. I guide, and this is a channeled message for those that are seeking to know where the fuck their soulmate is. Your soulmate is on the other side of you deciding what you are ready to live into, and stop focusing on what you don't want to be in your life anymore. That was there so that you can become very clear and definitive about what you're choosing. What are you choosing? And who must you become? I.e., what must you start living into in order for that choosing to be your highest frequency? All right. I hope that helped you. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.